Hello everyone, welcome to music.myc.com, sessions at Studio B. I'm not Jake, if you probably noticed that already. I'm Stacy Peterson. I work with Jake on the site from time to time. And today I wanted to step in and host this one because I really like these guys, Killer Filler, all instrumental. They play just great music, and from the 1941 Single Radio King drums to the Hammond organ and the Leslie speaker, you're in for a special treat. So take it away.
Surfing.
Thanks a lot. All right, gotta hurry up and get on stage here. All right, so this is Crispy, who is kind of the brainchild behind the band.
Howdy, everybody.
All right. So tell us a little bit about how the band got started and where the idea came from.
Well, a little bit of a long story. I used to be in an instrumental band about, oh God, let me think. It's over 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, called the Civil Tones, which was a similar thing, kind of a low-budget Booker T and the MGs, a surf band kind of deal. And when Southern Culture and the Skids let me go, I was actually working on a solo organ record that I was going to have Rick produce, but you know, things kind of went separate directions there. But anyway, I sent the demos out to some friends of mine in Chicago who licensed music out to commercials and for background music. And next thing I know, all these little cheesy demos I've done, this little 4-track with a Casio, are all like in the background to like Pimp My Ride and the Osbournes and all these cheesy shows. And I just felt, well, God, they're good enough to be on, you know, cable TV. Maybe you should put a live band behind it. So I put the ads out in Craigslist, and these boys eventually came to my help.
Okay. So you got quite a band here too. I know you've got Byron from Pressure Boys and Lud, and you guys have all been in different bands.
Oh, very much so, yeah. Pete has the history in bands going back to what, 1965, I guess. Yeah. So.
All local bands?
From all over Connecticut, Alabama, you know, wherever he's been. Either he's been in a band at one point or another.
Okay. Well, we got Mark on drums back here.
Mm-hmm. Smile, Mark.
Yeah. And
there you go.
Rusty and Byron, of course. And so the music itself, I guess you just kind of wrote all this on guitar or keyboard based, or how did you come up with it?
It depends on how the song is. If it's a guitar song, you write it on guitar. If it's a keyboard song, you write it on keyboards. And sometimes they work backwards. We do a song, we won't play it tonight, called Gas Boys, which I wrote on the keyboard and then had to learn it on guitar. And as Brian will tell you, it's pretty hard. Yeah. It doesn't translate very well.
I read an interesting quote from you about instrumental bands, and that you said that if you can't hum the melody 5 minutes later, there's not much point in doing it.
Yeah, no, I strongly believe that. I mean, there's so many instrumental bands out there that, well, not to disparage, a late band, but the Family Down Pharaohs, I mean, it's a bunch of great chords in search of a melody.
Yeah.
And, I strongly feel that way. It's like, it's like you think of a song like Rumble or, dun, 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 you remember that, instantly.
Yeah.
or Walk Don't Run, or Wipeout or anything like that. If you can't sing the song after you're done to describe what, to other people, no sense in doing it.
Yeah. And this music too live is really a treat because you can hear it, but when you see it live too, and everybody's really, taking turns on solos and things like that, it's really exciting. And you guys play a lot of live shows, I guess, from festivals down to clubs.
Oh yeah, whatever we can grab, we'll try and do.
All right. So what are your favorite places to play? I know you play the Cave a lot.
Yeah, Cave is our home spot. Our first official show was there, and probably our last official show will be there if I know how we operate. We like the City Tap in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Very laid back atmosphere there. We only have to play 2 sets unless it rains, and we only have to play 1.
There
so
you go home early.
works out pretty good. What else? Where else are we fond of? Oh, Pittsburgh General. Well, I don't know. See, I would disagree with the Pittsburgh General Store, Pete, because every time we play there, either the power's gone out, we've been asked to turn down, or they've left and had us stop early. So they're nice people and they feed us really well.
Maybe they can't handle Killer Phillips.
Yeah, Oh, the Carry. Well, that's the gig that's the gig I will not speak of.
Yeah. All right.
We had to do a charity gig one time where we played so quietly that Pete couldn't concentrate because his pick was louder than his guitar was.
Wow. That's
So
pretty quiet.
some places we don't work.
Yeah. So do you have age and age range at these shows, or is it?
I think we do definitely have an older audience, although there certainly are some younger guys who are really into it. But most musicians, it's like if you play a guitar or a keyboard, you generally like our music.
Right.
If you don't, sometimes it's a 50-50 proposition.
Okay.
People like words.
I'll let you guys play a little bit more, and we'll come back a little bit
Okay.
later. Thanks.
This is let me get my guitar off for just a second here. But this you could call our hit. This was a song I wrote with the Civil Tones about 15 years ago, and it's featured predominantly on the Osbournes. If you've seen the first episode of the Osbournes, where Ozzy is complaining to Sharon that he doesn't need a bubble machine because he's the Prince of Darkness, and the Prince of Darkness doesn't need bubbles, this song is in the background. It's called The Bailiff. Oh, and double guitar solos here, by the way. Mr. Pete Gamble on the Psychedelic Gizmotron, followed by Mr. Brian Settle cleaning up. So. we got to do another one? Okay, keep on going. Well, I got to get my guitar on. Hang on. All right, continuing on with the instrumental confusion. Give me a second. Put that there. Okay. Little spy noir thing I wrote a while back after I bought a 12-string guitar. We don't have it in this song, but, you know. You get your ideas and you keep them. This is a compound word. It's go-go-ductress. So compound word like celebutard or chocoholic. So...
Very nice. All right. So earlier we were talking about Southern Culture and the Skids, of course, and that's a band that most people are probably recognize the name. How did you get involved with them?
Oh, well, let's see. This is a long story. A long time ago, I used to be in a band called Enormous Richard, which was a kind of a Midwestern redneck version of the Pogues.
Oh, okay.
7-piece guys. I played accordion. And my band opened up for Southern Culture and the Skids at Lewis's Seafood House in Norfolk, Virginia in, I think October of 1991, if I remember correctly. And they just blew me away. I mean, I remember Rick, he did one song where he played his old beat-up Dan electric guitar with his head, with his feet, with his ears, threw it on the ground, kicked it, swift it, knocked it around, and then after he was done, picked it up, played the next song, and it was still in tune.
Wow.
I was like, how do you do that? You know,
Yeah.
I was instantly hooked. And ever since then, we kept tabs with each other, back and forth, and they actually offered to take me on tour around 1993, but that was back when they were 3 to a van, living off one package of ramen noodles, and I asked, "Is like, can you guys like pay me like $50 a week?" And they're like, "No, we really can't." So later on, when they went on, they got signed. They had me do some session work with them in Charlotte for Plastic Seat Sweat, their I think second major label record, and they just decided to take me along for the tour. And it was supposed to be just like 6 weeks. It ended up being 6 years.
Wow.
So it was a great job while I had it.
Oh yeah, exactly. And how did you get into this form of music? I guess growing up and to keep this keyboard sound.
Two things. When I was barely a toddler, my parents had two records they let me listen to anyway. One was the Sesame Street alphabet record, and the other was the Pink Panther soundtrack. So my two greatest influences as a child were Joe Raposo and Henry Mancini. So that's a big thing there. And the other big influence on me were two other people, a guy by the name of Mark Stevens, who has a group called the Highway Matrons back in St. Louis, Missouri. He and I used to live together, and he used to have every single Ventures LP ever done. I mean, like 60 of them all in a big row, and used to play them constantly. So by osmosis, I picked up the Ventures from him. And when I started doing the Civil Tones, Doug Morgan, our drummer in the band, was like, "Well, hey, you play organ. Why don't we do some like Booker T and the MGs or Meters or something?" And I'd be honest, I knew of Booker T. I didn't know who the Meters were. So he was a big start in teaching me a lot of this stuff as well.
Okay. Where do you get your inspiration now when you write melodies?
Everywhere. Noodling on the guitar. Somebody will give me an idea for something. Like we did a couple of songs for Orman Grimsby, who does a Monster Creature feature show here in Raleigh.
Exactly, yeah.
Sometimes it's reverse engineering. It's like, going back to the Gas Boys song again. I wish we could play it today, but we didn't prepare. But I listened to a movie soundtrack and listened to various bits of it, and like, hey, that could be kind of a good part for a song, and that could be a good part. So kind of sampling and then putting it together. And then after I had the song assembled, I went back and listened to the soundtrack again and learned out it had mutated so much that it didn't resemble anything in the soundtrack again. So, so important tip for you people out there if you're stuck for an idea.
Yep. Now, how did you accumulate all of this equipment here?
Oh,
the
Lord.
Leslie and all that?
Debt.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Leslie came, I used to play a big double manual Farfisa organ. That's an Italian word for cheese. And that's, it sounds really good through the rotating speaker, so that always came with me. The Hammond, this is actually the first thing I ever bought on eBay right here, this guy.
Wow.
I had a keyboard with Southern Culture, but I beat it senseless.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, Rick would not sell it to me after he let me go. He's like, he wanted to keep it. I'm like, are you sure?
I remember those shows. I saw you play. It was an outdoor show in Greensboro, and during the day for some kind of festival. And all I remember was Rick kept having to keep himself from cursing. It's a family show. Oh, sorry.
Right.
And I remember you guys jumping around, and it was crazy. And thinking
the man makes music that is so frantic you can't help but have a good time on stage.
Yeah, exactly.
He got kind of distressed with me because he thought I was like getting a little too exaggerated up there, and I'm like, Rick, I can't help it. You
you
gotta play more calmly. Then maybe I'll calm down.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the secret to his success. Is if that's the secret to anybody's success, ladies and gentlemen. If you can make a woman's butt wiggle while your song is playing, gold. You're there. Don't worry about anything else. If it makes a woman's butt wiggle, you've got it.
Now, what's in the future for the band? What do you guys have coming up?
Well, we're going to be actually this weekend. We're going to be playing the Raleigh Road Drive-In in Henderson, North Carolina. We get to do the matinee show before it gets dark. We're going to be doing a bunch of those over the summer.
Okay.
We got some gigs in not West Virginia. I'm sorry, we just finished that. We're doing some shows in Virginia in August, in Norfolk and Richmond at the Triple and the Tap House. What else do we have up in store? Oh, we're going to be on the radio. We're going to be on NPR.
On the State of Things.
On the State of Things show, on August 14th. And and of course, our big thing for Labor Day weekend, Shark Fest at the Carborough Station.
Okay.
It's a Jaws marathon / surf music marathon, so that should be pretty darn good.
Now, do you have any kind of recordings coming up? I know you've got the one album.
Yeah, we have
Up.
Fill Her Up, which is available online and in some stores around here.
Yeah.
And I just put out a production music I'm calling Classy, which you can find at Offbeat Records, which is what will be a lot of future Killer Filler songs. So that might give you a preview of what our new material is going to sound like.
Okay, great. Well, will you play us one more?
Okay.
All right.
We'll knock her out here.
Thanks.
This song that we're going to do next, let me a second to adjust my keyboard. One thing I can also, important tip for musicians out there, do not be the MC if your equipment has a lot of adjustments that need to be made between songs. So this is why we're not national right now. It's because I have to meddle around the things that are over here. This is a song I wrote a while back, kind of a Dwayne Eddy kind of thing, and I couldn't find a Dwayne Eddy beat on my Casio, so I put it to a Township beat, and so it sounds kind of like Dwayne Eddy Goes Calypso, and so it's called Twangerine. And this isn't on our current record, but it might be on our next one. So listen to it, remember it, and embrace it when it comes out on CD.